Welcome back. What is this, MMA calculator?
I think it did Attic MMA.
Oh, MMA Attic. Get in our attic. Welcome back. We are here with the full card betting breakdown for UFC 302, Makhachev versus Poirier. We are covering every fight on the card, so let's jump right into it. First up on the prelims, we have Andre Lima versus Mitch Raposo. Raposo is stepping in on short notice, but the model still likes him as a very slight favorite. He is plus 200 at the books and a minus 104 favorite in the model. There's plenty of value here, and we are making a play on Mitch Raposo. Jocelyn Edwards versus Aylan Perez is next. The bookies have Perez as a minus 185 favorite, but the model is even more sure of Edwards, placing her as a minus 226 favorite. We cannot pass up that value, so our play is on Edwards. If you were off making a sandwich during the last fight, you will be back just in time for Mickey Gall versus Basil Hafez. The model has this fight going the same way as the books, although it does show it to be a closer fight on paper. Gall has skills on the ground, but so does Hafez. If that makes us determine this pick based on striking skills, that's an easy call for Hafez. Moving on to Nico Price versus Alex Morono. The model is showing this one right in line with the book odds. This doesn't give us any value for an individual bet, but we are setting up a couple of parlays, and if you stick around till the end, you may see Morono pop up again. Phil Rowe versus Jake Matthews is more of the same. The model's fair odds match up perfectly with the book odds. With that being said, maybe Matthews has an opportunity to get onto a parlay. Next up, we have Grant Dawson versus Joe Solecki. Dawson is a heavy favorite at the books, coming in at a minus 415. The model is setting this fight as a pick'em with the slight edge going to Solecki. Because of the book odds of plus 345, this gives us a massive EV on Solecki. That's enough for us to take a shot on Joe, and surely this must be our longest shot of the card, right? The final fight of the prelims will be Roman Kopylov versus Cesar Almeida. The bookies have this fight as a true pick'em, but the model strongly prefers Kopylov. That gives us a decent expected value of nearly 24%. We are putting our money on Kopylov. Starting off the main card, we have Randy Brown versus Elizu Zaleski dos Santos. Rude Boy Randy is a favorite at the books and in the model. Our historical data shows that a book favorite that is also a model favorite wins more than 80% of the time, so we will not be picking against Brown. Alexander Romanov versus Jailton Almeida is our next fight. It's a heavyweight fight, and just like with women's MMA, anything can happen, and the model odds reflect that. Romanov is not terrible on the ground, but Almeida definitely still has the advantage. And since Romanov barely has any takedown defense, he will most likely end up on the bottom. We are not making a play on this fight, but Almeida should be able to get it done. The feature fight will be Kevin Holland versus Mikhail Olenjacek. Holland is a strong book favorite at minus 275, while the model is showing Mikhail as the slight favorite at minus 124. Mikhail is very susceptible to the ground game, but Holland is obsessed with putting on a show. If Holland decides he wants to win, he will find a way to get Mikhail on the ground. We're betting with the model on this one and going with Mikhail. For the co-main event, we have Paulo Costa versus Sean Strickland. Strickland's defense is top-notch, and Costa doesn't have the gas tank needed to march down Sean until he breaks. Costa has a puncher's chance early if Sean gets sloppy like he did in the Pereira fight. Otherwise, Sean will easily defend and outlast Costa. Finally, the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Islam Makhachev. Poirier is a massive plus 500 underdog at the books, while the model has this as a pick'em with the slightest edge going to Poirier. This will be our longest shot of the night. We're hoping things get silly, Islam falls into the gilly, and Dustin gets to retire as the lightweight champ. We're going to quickly cover the betting stats for UFC 302, and then we have some bonus parlays for you this week, so stick around for that. We made 6 plays this week, and all 6 are on underdogs. We're risking 6.08 units for a potential return of 15.4 units. That would be a nice profit of 9.32 units. For the parlays, we've taken a look at the numbers, compared them with our historical data, and put together a safe parlay and a risky one. For the safe parlay, we've chosen book favorites who are also model favorites. These fighters win at an 80% rate. We came up with Morono, Matthews, and Strickland. With the odds at the time of making this video, that parlay would pay out plus 235. With the risky parlay, we looked at model favorites with the best payout, and to call it risky may be underselling it a little bit. We went with Edwards, Poirier, and anchored them with Kopylov. This play is coming in at a huge plus 3,000. If you're feeling lucky this weekend, maybe this is the play for you. After seeing how risky that play was, we decided to look for a middle-of-the-road parlay. This one, we went purely off the biggest model favorites. You can take Edwards, Morono, and Kopylov for a plus 500, or swap in Matthews instead of Morono and get a plus 700. That's going to be it for UFC 302. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us early next week where we will cover all of the betting results.